would unanimously agree that Game of Thrones is hands down one of the most appreciated shows that has ever hit televisions. Its action, time setting, and of course frequent twists, along with many other traits, make for a fast-paced, sometimes probably hated, yet fully enjoyable TV show that's fortunately not ended till now. There are, however, many crazy facts about Game of Thrones that you might not have known or simply ignored. Game of Thrones is very popular and respected on IMDB. It's currently situated in the #1 spot in terms of overall score, which is a whopping 9.5, and currently sides with other popular shows such as Breaking Bad and Planet Earth, which you've guessed correctly have the same score. Quite surprising though, given the often hated twists. Some of the events in Game of Thrones have actually happened. Although not word by word, some of the events depicted in Game of Thrones actually took place over the course of history. In particular, George R.R. Martin mentioned the Red Wedding, which was inspired from 2 real live events: the Black Dinner of 1440 and the Massacre of Glencoe from 1692. We are so lucky these events took place so far in the past. Game of Thrones is the most pirated show of all time. The internet tells us that it's been illegally downloaded 15.5 million times only through BitTorrent alone. Just imagine how much that number increases if we consider every single pirate site on the internet. Game of Thrones has a lot of really dangerous characters. According to a recent Time report, it is very possible for a human of the dimension and body mass index of the Mountain to crush somebody's skull with his bare hands. Do not mess with this guy even if you were paid $1 million. George Martin doesn't keep up with the pace. No, this is not hinting at his weight. In fact, we're talking about technology here. Probably fearing hackers would be down to stealing some of his unfinished work, he writes and stores his stuff on a DOS computer with WordStar 4.0 installed on it. He officially claims he does this owing to the modern world word processors always trying to tell him what to do. In short, if he wants a capital letter, he'll insert it himself. There's no need for some software telling him what to do. Game of Thrones is known for its frequent bloodshed. Statistically speaking, a whopping 4.5 named characters have died per episode in the first 4 seasons, amounting to a staggering total of 133 characters. The drawback to such a cruel approach is that fans are now always expecting another death with each episode, thus eliminating that shock factor we all like right off the bat. And if you're wondering, yes, Sean Bean is dead. Game of Thrones has a thing for young parents. After Game of Thrones became an international phenomenon, the names depicted within the show also became quite popular among new parents. In 2014 alone, the name of Arya was reportedly given to a whopping 1,544 babies, making it more popular than the totally normal name of Jennifer. GRRM is not living the life. The now famous author of Game of Thrones, although disposing of a yearly $15 million salary, does not have luxurious cars, houses, or any other kind of flamboyant assets. In fact, he lives in a modest house in Santa Fe, New Mexico, owns an ancient Mazda car, and dines in local restaurants. Now that is a great way to stay humble. Game of Thrones doesn't like to pour money down the drain. Specifically, they only have a total of 7 writers hired, as opposed to other popular shows like Walking Dead that has around 20 writers hired. Quite a bit of a shocker given its aforementioned performances. Game of Thrones costs a lot of money to produce. Specifically, HBO spends a whopping $60 million per season, which could be narrowed down to $6 million per single episode. Don't fret though, as it's not the costliest show of all times.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.